And then cooking with the Jazz Bistro and the Jazz Cellar. They've opened up their third-floor patio. It is spectacular. And we're going to be enjoying one of the great menu items off of their summertime menu. We've got the executive chef from the Jazz Bistro and the Jazz Cellar, Brad MacDonald. Hello. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
There is no better place to be in the summer than on top with the patio. Love that. Tell me about your third floor patio.
Oh, we've got a great third floor patio that we've opened up. It's the Jazz Cellar Lounge and Patio. So in case the weather's a little bit inclement, you can still get a little bit of shelter. It's a great area, downtown, fresh air. No cars driving by and hustle and bustle. It's nice and quiet. It's really lovely.
That's the beauty of it. Is sometimes places have these lovely patios on the sidewalk, and that's great. But you're smelling the car exhaust of people trying to get past the Gardner construction and taking the side streets.
And it lacks the intimacy. So.
And it's not as intimate. That's right. So up there, you feel like you got the world to yourself. And we could be enjoying this amazing salad that you're going to prepare for us today,
yes.
right?
Today we're going to be preparing a salad niçoise, a classic French salad composed. There's so many different interpretations, so we'll be showing you the Jazz Bistro version. We start by making sure...
Oh, let me get out of here. Let's switch.
Sounds good. We have nice, fresh yellowfin tuna that we get in.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous.
Look how red that is. That's like a piece of roast beef or something.
Yeah, nice and fresh. The freshness is the key. And we're just going to add a little bit of oil and let that warm up. And in the interim, we can start with our vinaigrette. It's just simple. It's a little bit of shallots.
If you didn't have any shallots at home, could you use regular onion? If you had red onion and white onion, which would you use?
I would use the red onion, for sure. It's a little bit sweeter, and if in the absence of shallots, I would add a little bit of garlic, because the shallot's sort of a mix between the garlic and the onion. So, and then...
So that was mustard? Dijon?
A little bit of Dijon.
Like a teaspoon or something?
I would say a teaspoon, tablespoon. It would just depend on how much of a bite you want in it.
There's a big difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon.
That's true. It depends on what you're looking for. Some people don't like too much of the spice or the heat that comes off it. And then we just have some lemon juice.
That was like a half a lemon?
I think for this we'll put in a whole lemon.
All right. I like what you're doing. I never think to do that, catching the seeds.
Yeah, I'm
in there doing this.
That's a chef trick. And then we're just going to stir it up a little bit. And we'll add our...
Here, I'll do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll drizzle in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We use Spanish at the restaurant. I like the fruitiness of it, so. And that should be good. Back over to our tuna. I think we're ready to sear. We're just going to quickly sear on two sides.
So when you say sear, how long is that?
Oh, it would be depending on the thickness of it and how you would like it prepared, rare, medium rare. Usually only about a minute per side.
Okay.
And the important part of searing is making sure your pan is nice and hot to begin with. Otherwise, your meat or your fish will just start to lose its moisture, and you won't get the caramelization. So.
Yeah, you want that little bit of brown.
Oh, it's
That's
the key.
Flavorful part,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. It's a caramelization of the natural sugars that occur in the food. So. And in the meantime.
That's okay. We got lots of time.
Okay.
We can wait for the tuna. How do you know what the best tuna to buy is? How do you know that this was a good piece?
Well, you want to take a look at the color, first of all. It needs to be nice, deep red. It should have very little smell. Okay. And, of course, the texture shouldn't be slimy. It should feel nice and fresh. St. Lawrence Market, which is kind of close to us, always has gorgeous fresh tuna. It's a little bit more difficult to get at the grocery store, so I recommend going to an actual specific fishmonger.
I see it frozen sometimes, and I think, yeah, I just don't know enough about buying tuna? Because you don't want to. You want to have it rare, so it has to be good quality.
And the frozen, when you freeze the fish, there's natural waters that are in the fish, and when it becomes frozen, those waters expand. So you won't enjoy it as much as a nice fresh product.
It'll mess up the texture a little bit.
Exactly.
Good to know.
And that's really the same with any food. Fresh steaks that have been frozen, you won't get the same colorization.
Now, tuna isn't quite as oily as salmon, so it doesn't seem to have that marbling. It looks like just a lovely solid color.
Yes, the most of the fat on the tuna is right along the belly, and that's a very much sought after part of the tuna meat. It's incredibly flavorful. It's called the toro.
Now, you have got the most interesting looking slices of what here?
Oh, this is wonderful. This is watermelon radish.
Really?
And it's a little bit milder than the little red radishes that you get. And it just adds so much pop to the plate, and it's really a gorgeous product.
It's really pretty. Yeah, it doesn't smell like typical radishes.
No,
oh,
exactly.
Maybe I'll take the one I touched my nose on out of the equation. That's so rude.
Okay, and we're just gonna let the tuna relax now.
Just take it easy, chill, man.
Exactly.
All right, what else for our dressing?
That's it.
Oh, the
it's
dressing's
nice
done.
and simple. And we have a little bit of black salt that we can just season up with.
Cool.
And we would be ready to pretty much plate at this point.
Build it. Let's build our salad.
We're going to take a little bit of fresh bib lettuce and just create a bed for all of our ingredients.
Is that Boston? No, bib?
Boston bib, it's confusing. So
Yeah, it is confusing. Every store seems to have its own way of labeling it.
exactly.
Does it really matter?
It doesn't matter. You could use romaine, you could use iceberg, which gets such a bad rap these days. We like to use this because it comes in nice and fresh always, so.
Okay, looks nice.
Okay, and we'll take a little bit of our sliced radish. And really at this point, you can just be creative, arrange it any way you would like.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's such a vibrant, colorful. And we have our hard-boiled egg, which you're gonna slice using our handy slicer.
I'm glad to see you buy your kitchen implements at Walmart too.
And on that goes.
Gorge.
And we have a little bit of grilled artichokes. You can just buy store-bought. I think the most important part about the grilled artichokes is get them packed in oil. It has a lot more flavor.
Okay.
And you can always use the leftover artichoke oil to make an artichoke vinaigrette.
Clever. I never thought of that.
In restaurants, you don't like to throw it very much. So.
Sure. I bet you use the pickle juice too.
Not too often, except in a few cocktails. So.
These olives are the best. What type of olives do you use for niçoise?
These are niçoise olives that we have pitted.
There you go. All right, we're going to finish building this spectacular salad. When we come back, has the tuna had enough time to relax?
I believe it has.
Okay, so we don't want it to get too chill. We'll put it on our salad and finish it when we come back. More with Chef after the break. Stick around. I'm going to eat more olives. Executive chef from the Jazz Bistro and the Jazz Cellar, Brad MacDonald, is here. He was just telling me about this knife. You know how chefs are with their knives. This one he bought in Japan. It's got the signature of the artist who made it.
The actual knife maker, yes.
And this was, you got this for its steel. It was how much?
$700.
Okay.
And we'll use our very
Better
expensive
work.
knife.
Let's see how this works with our tuna. Look at that.
And we just slice it. I don't like to go too thin.
And that's quite raw, but it's not unsafe or anything. That's how you want it.
Yes, it's very popular. And thank goodness for the popularization of sushi, because now, traditionally, salad niçoise was served with canned tuna. So this is a definite upgrade.
Definitely. Yeah, we're a little more, we're accustomed to eating fish this way, so it doesn't
Exactly.
freak us out, us North Americans. Now, don't forget, The third floor patio is open, so join them and celebrate with a lovely niçoise salad, the perfect dish for summer. For more information, jazzbistro.ca. And then our vinaigrette we just sort of drizzle around, is
We're
that
just
right?
going to arrange a couple of our gorgeous cherry tomatoes.
That looks gorgeous. So while you're doing that, I'll read this. Still to come on the show today, the latest barbecue trends with Home Depot. Oh my God, that looks good. Summer cocktails with the Shore Club. And next, how to keep your kids' brains active this summer with the Tutor Doctor. Look at that. That is summer on a plate.
Thank you.
Love that.